Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us today for a very special Norwegian Cruise Line webinar. My name is Anna, I'm an Industry Relations Specialist here at CLIA, and I'm going to just quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenter. This webinar will run about 45 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the questions module of the webinar and we'll get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, which is CLIA Global. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce our presenter, Camille Oliver. Camille, Senior Vice President of Sales for Norwegian Cruise Line, the innovator in cruise travel, joined the company in 2009. She serves as the company's primary advocate for travel partners in North America, leading the brand's sales team in the United States and Canada. Well known and highly regarded within the cruise industry, Oliver has been a champion of the company's Partners First philosophy, the cruise line's commitment to enhancing engagement and bolstering relations with travel partners. Camille sits on CLIA's trade board and on ASA's marketing committee, and was recently appointed to the board of First Tee in Broward, a network dedicated to impacting the lives of young people by providing educational and mentorship opportunities through the game of golf. She's also very active in the community and works with Markland, which is a nonprofit organization that supports infants, children, teens, and adults with serious and profound developmental disabilities. And with that, take it away, Camille.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm so delighted to be here doing this CLIA webinar. I believe it's my first CLIA webinar since I started here, which it's actually exactly 10 years now. I did take a 2-year sabbatical, as I like to say, but when you run it all together, it's been 10 years now. So pretty exciting times for Norwegian. It couldn't be a better time to be with the company. I'm also with Jason Krimmel.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here on this historic occasion.
Our Vice President of Trade Relations and Development and all things marketing, our marketing headquarters. Yep. He's responsible for NCLU.
Anything that's out there to support you guys, you know, if we haven't thought of it, we'd love to hear your feedback, and we're always willing to have dialogue with you to make sure that we can help you grow your business.
Great. So we'll go ahead and get started here. 2019 is quite an exciting year for us. We have a lot going on, don't we, Jason?
Yeah, we sure do. I mean, in addition to the 2 new ships, there's a lot that's come as a fact of bringing joy over to the U.S. market and caused a couple of our ships to move around, but really to some very exciting and premium destinations I think we're going to talk about now.
Yeah, so if any of you are from the West Coast, and even if you're not from the West Coast, we're going to have a much bigger presence in the West Coast this year with Joy coming. So let's talk a little bit about what Joy is doing. And first of all, a little bit about the ship itself. Joy is a ship that has been repositioned from China to the Seattle market. She'll be coming to Seattle here shortly, actually in a few short weeks. And she is the sister ship to Norwegian BLISS. So she's actually only just a year older than Norwegian BLISS. But she's actually going to be a new version of BLISS because she's going through what is effectively a $100 million investment on her way from China to Seattle. She'll be stopping for a very lengthy, in fact, she's already in it.
Yeah, she just started last week.
Dry dock that will make her U.S. Centric. And
North America. We can't forget about our Canadian friends up north, eh?
Of course, eh? Definitely. So, and what that means is really we are adding a ton of restaurants, we're adding more public spaces and everything that North America guests love to experience. And she will be actually exactly like Norwegian BLISS with some minor differences. We chose to keep the Galaxy Pavilion, which is a 30,000 square foot virtual reality gaming area, which is fantastic for families to just experience. As an example, there's a roller coaster in there where you actually draw your roller coaster and then you get in the ride and ride the roller coaster that you drew. So it's
don't forget, you promised me that you're going to go on the roller coaster I draw.
No,
you had that bet.
So the roller coaster that I draw.
No, I think that we'll have to. We'll have to find a partner that's going to be on board. Maybe we'll go on the roller coaster that they draw.
So some of the exciting features on Norwegian Joy that I just want to highlight that our favorites of our travel partners and our guests are the observation lounge, which is a 180-degree view of the ship in the front of the ship, just like what the captain has, where you can just see a panoramic view of the entire area that you're sailing into. So imagine being up in Alaska and sailing into the glaciers and being able to see everything around you, the whales, the glaciers.
Yeah, it's really dramatic. And I think one of my favorite features about the observation lounge is that, you know, there's actually two areas that are affected by those glass windows. So the garden buffet, the garden cafe rather, that is above the observation lounge also has access to view that. But if you're down below on the actual observation area, you don't even realize that those people are above you. I mean, it is that expansive from floor to ceiling.
Yeah, the windows are floor to ceiling, 180 degrees around the front of the ship. So it's quite exciting. Of course, if you're in the Haven, you actually have a two-story viewing window in the front of the ship with a private lounge. It's pretty spectacular up there. So definitely worth investigation for you guys in terms of what your guests might want to experience. So Norwegian Joy Itineraries, let's start with the Alaska season, which is running from May 4th through September 28th. And she is doing Saturday departures. Of course, Norwegian Bliss does Sunday departures. And we have 4 ports of call. We have Victoria, Ketchikan, and Juneau. I'm sorry, it's 3 ports of call. I can't count. What am I doing?
So,
Seattle.
So we're going to go all the way up first to Ketchikan, and then to Juneau, and then to Hoonah, or Icy Strait Point. And then
down to Victoria.
We have to stop and see our friends in Canada.
Yes, and Icy Strait is actually a new port for us, and we are hearing amazing things about Icy Strait. It's a great place to do a lot of outdoor activities. There's zip lining there. There's some really amazing adventure things for families to do outside. Yeah, a couple of the other lines have stopped there, I think, for a couple of years now. But what we've heard thus far is, you know, good news when we've stopped there in Bliss. It really is one of the most non-commercialized ports that are, and there's very few of those, you know, left. So the fact that we have an opportunity to bring this ship there, really, for those that love nature, for those that love adventure and activity tied to nature, this actually is a really cool port. And Saturday departures, I think, are great. Yeah. You know, you can arrive in Seattle on Friday, get on the ship on Saturday, get off the following Saturday, get home and get reestablished before you have to go back to work again. You got a whole day at home before you have to go back to work again. So that's pretty nice for a 7-day itinerary. And
I think you and I have competing favorite hotels there, because one of the best opportunities for pre-hotel stay, in my opinion, is the Edgewater Hotel, which is basically jets out right in front of the vessel. But I know that you have another favorite across the street.
I do. It's the Marriott Waterfront. Yep. It is my favorite Marriott hotel. It's right there on the waterfront. You can walk down to Pike Street Market. You can have a beautiful view of the ship right across. So both hotels are great options. But if you're, you know, a points person like I am, you know, you want to stick with your Marriott. So and now we have Marriott and Starwood all combined. But this is not a Marriott commercial.
I know.
Move on. So the next season will be running a Mexican Riviera itineraries. So Norwegian Joy will sail then to Los Angeles and run Mex-Riv itineraries. And you guys, this is like the best new ship in this market. It's going to be awesome. She'll be running Sunday departures out of Los Angeles, and the season runs from November 24th all the way through January 12th. This is the longest season that we've had in Mex-Riv in many, many, many years. So, and she'll be calling on Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta on those itineraries. So definitely something great for people in California and the drive market, for people from the Midwest. And we actually have further out, and this is further out, we actually have some air options for this as well out of the Midwest, because we know you Midwesterners like your air included in your vacation packages. And then, of course, we have the 16-day Panama Canal itinerary from LA. which does a whole host of wonderful port content and ends up in Miami. So that one sails on October 11th, also a favorite of a lot of travelers.
Yeah, and then there's a couple dates kind of that we didn't mention in there, and what's going to happen on those days is the Joy will be doing some round-trip Miami Panama Canal departures in there before she kind of goes back over to the West Coast again. So really some neat and very diverse itineraries on, you know, what is one of our newest vessels.
Yeah, and just a little commentary, too, for our friends that are members of CLIA. You know, we used to do just standard 7-day itineraries globally. I mean, we would just do Saturday, Sunday, standard itineraries. Now we have a lot of one-off itineraries, and those that you just mentioned, Jason, are a good example of that. And it's why we really need travel partners more than ever, because this is really important for you guys to be able to highlight these one-off amazing itineraries to guests, because they're never going to find them on their own. So it's extremely important, and why we, you know, one of the many reasons why we invest in the trade and we're so relying on travel agents to get the word out. And another example of that is the Pearl. So the Pearl was in Alaska for the summer seasons for a few years, and now the Pearl is in Europe, actually, for the summer season this year. Starting June 22nd, she will be in Europe, and she is doing some fantastic itineraries. Let's take a look at these guys. June 22nd is the first one. And
she's actually going in May, but I messed up and put these in the wrong order. So.
Oh, okay. Is this the May 25th?
Yep. Yeah, the middle itinerary there is going May 25th.
Okay, so May 25th, you can see this itinerary here out of Rome, and with amazing stops. And then we have another itinerary. Okay, this one is, I'm sorry, round trip Amsterdam, and that's a 13-day itinerary. And then we have a 14-day Scandinavia round trip from Amsterdam. And then finally, we have a 13-day Greek Isles in Italy from Rome. So that has two sailings, one on July 5th and one on October 1st.
And again, there's a couple other unique sailings that aren't in here. You know, I mean, we're highlighting kind of what we think will be the three most popular. But I think one of the unique things about Pearl is that she really is kind of doing a lot of one-off individual itineraries in there. And, you know, so it's a great way to kind of, you know, go back in history and see some of the culture of Europe, of Scandinavia, Russia, Greek Isles. So just make sure that you go to ncl.com to take a look at specific sail dates on these itineraries.
A lot of people really like the Pearl too. It's a lot of guests' favorite ship. It's got a great crew that have been together a long time, and just, you know, from a size perspective, it's kind of a medium-sized ship. It's not one of our largest ships. It's not our smallest ship, but it's really a great size to go in and out of these ports. And so these are fantastic itineraries, great value, because look at all the content that you can consume in one cruise fare. It's pretty amazing.
This is really some bucket list, you know, ports to call here.
And with our free at sea promotion, getting the shore excursion credit in all these ports, it's quite a great value. So let's talk a little bit about our Cuba itineraries. Cuba has really become one of the hottest destinations from a cruise perspective over the course of the last year since approval was granted, and we're seeing, you know, great success with it. It's a great value and a great way to see Cuba. Cuba is still really in its state from back in the 50s, and it hasn't been, you know, it's great to get there now and see it before it gets modernized, which it inevitably will. And there's so many fun things to do in Cuba. You know, just experiencing the culture, number one, is amazing. The people are very nice and very welcoming. A couple of my favorite things that I've done there when we did our cruise was the cigar factory. Watching people make the cigars is pretty amazing. And riding around in the old cars. I mean, I'm not even really that much of a car person, but it sure was fun to ride up and down those streets in those classic cars. I mean, it's right out of a movie.
It is, and I think what's amazing, for those of you that don't know, you know, they have not been able to get original or like parts for those cars basically since the 50s. And they're a very, I mean, it's just amazing what they've been able to do with parts from other vehicles, you know, making them into these Fords. I mean, they're even taking, this sounds weird to say, but they even take parts of like lawnmower and tractor engines and actually utilize parts from those in order to make these cars run as well as they do 50, 60, 70 years after they were built. In the United States, you know, we get rid of cars, what, 5, 6, 7 years into it. So it really makes you have an appreciation for human ingenuity and, you know, what can be done when your resources are low and you put your mind to it. And, you know, Camille, as you said, I don't think I've ever been to any type of tropical destination where the people were so friendly and welcoming and wanted to engage with you in such a welcoming way versus kind of a, you know, an abrasive way, a sell you something way. I mean, it absolutely is phenomenal. And they want to hear your stories. They want to hear about family. They want to hear about life in Canada and America. And, you know, we've been blessed now that we're able to travel there because the Canadians and the Europeans for many, many years have had this hidden treasure all to themselves.
True. So we have two amazing ships doing this itinerary, the Sky and the Sun. Both ships have been recently refurbished. They look spectacular. The Sky literally just got out of dry dock, and she looks amazing, and she looks like a brand new ship. Yeah. And again, these ships are a little bit smaller. They're 1,500. Yeah, 1,500 to 1,700 based on double or triple occupancy. So, you know, and again, my other favorite, Key West, is an amazing stop. It's a great place to spend the day. There's a lot of great shopping in Key West, a lot of great food. We pull right up into downtown Key West. You can be right on the main street there, Duval Street. Yep. You just can walk to everything, which is really, really cool. And then, of course, we have the stop at our private island, Great Stirrup Cay, which is our top-rated port itinerary, or a top-rated port in the entire fleet. Yep. Of all the ports of call that we have, everybody loves Great Stirrup Cay. It's 2 miles of island. We've completely redone it. We have cabanas there that you can rent to kind of keep yourself out of the sun and have food brought to you and drinks. And there's restaurants there. There's water sports. There's everything you can possibly imagine. And we continue to evolve Great Stirrup Cay. We had launched Harvest Cay in the Western Caribbean, and it was such a big hit that it made us really realize we needed to double down on our investment in our original private island, Great Stirrup Cay in the Eastern Caribbean. And so we've done that. The renovations are complete, but we continue to evolve and add more and more. Yeah, we actually haven't even though they are physically done, we have not fully opened. Actually, we haven't opened at all the whole lagoon where we've built the new villas. So hopefully those will be coming soon. But it, you know, whether you have a customer that just wants to lay at the beach all day, or you have a customer who maybe likes a little bit more luxury in their life and wants the cabana or the villa with the, you know, the masseuse and the fruit and, you know, the butlers, there's really something for everybody on Great Stirrup. Yeah, so the Norwegian Sky departing from Miami is Fridays or Monday departures through 2019. And you can go on to Book NCL to check the dates or ncl.com. And the Sun, which departs from Port Canaveral, actually is Saturday or Monday departures through 2019. And again, you can find that on Book NCL or ncl.com. And just to kind of put it out there, you know, a lot of people ask, well, you know, I only see that you've got it open through close to the end of 19. Why don't we have 2020 open yet? So it's important for everyone to understand that Cuba, that port and the operations there operate a little bit differently. So we don't get the broad range of approval in the long range of dates that we would traditionally get in any, you know, Caribbean or Alaskan or European port. So that's why you don't see everything open for sale yet in 2019 and not into 2020. But I do believe that hopefully in the next couple of weeks here, we'll have received our final approval for into 2020, and those should be open for sale very soon. And we'll definitely announce that through our communication vehicles, which we'll talk to you about towards the end of the webinar. So then really exciting for the Northeast, Norwegian BLISS, our beautiful, brand new, most successful ship ever, is coming to the New York market. And we'll be doing New York departures starting in November of this year through April of 2020. So the winter season, she will be sailing in the New York market doing Florida Bahamas itineraries. They'll also have a selection of a handful of 12 to 14-day Southern and Western Caribbean itineraries as well. Again, we have these one-off itineraries, so make sure you're aware of those too for people that might want to take a longer cruise.
And those are really, really popular. The 12 and 14-day sail out very quickly. So
for sure they would, because then, you know, you get down into the Southern Caribbean where it's really, really warm and you really get, you know, great value for your money too. So make sure you check those out. And then back into 2020, she'll be sailing Alaska in the summer again. So we have some exciting news to share with you today. We have our latest and greatest in the same class of ship as BLISS and Joy. And
most colorful ship that has ever debuted for Norwegian.
We have the Norwegian ENCORE coming, and she's arriving in the fall of this year in November. Our inaugural sailings will happen. We'll have some really fantastic big events in New York City and Miami, so more on that to come soon. First, we have to get through the Joy inaugural, all right?
Yes, we actually have a bunch of, hopefully a lot of you that are on the call have been invited to Norwegian Joy, and we'll see you. My gosh, it's only about 40 days away.
Yeah, we've got about 10,000 travel partners joining us on those inaugurals, so that's going to be really fun. And then the ENCORE inaugurals are just prior to November 24th, and she'll be starting in Miami and then starting in New York and then coming down to Miami. So she'll be sailing these Florida Bahama these Miami Caribbean itineraries starting November 24th through April 12th. So that's the winter season. She'll be the newest, greatest, most beautiful ship sailing Caribbean itineraries. The itinerary is really cool too. It's St. Thomas, San Juan, and Tortola. So great port content there.
Tortola, I have to say Tortola, on this itinerary, Tortola is probably one of my favorites. There's a lot to do there. I mean, they were affected obviously by the hurricanes, and there's a lot of rebuilding that's gone on since then. But I think it's one of the most beautiful islands down there.
And again, being the sister ship to BLISS and Joy, she's going to have the observation lounge, the 180-degree view at the front of the ship, and of course the haven as well, one of the largest havens. In terms of the public space in the haven, and when I say public, I mean only for haven guests, the private access area, this class of ship has the largest area and space for those guests that are in the haven. This is a great value, so it's a big mistake not to offer a haven upgrade to any guest that's booking a balcony or mini suite, because for, you know, a nominal amount of money, if you break it down on a per day basis, they're going to just have an amazing experience up there with butlers and concierges and this private space area. So definitely offer that to your guests. Now, after April 2020, she's going to go to New York and be sailing, this is ENCORE, our brand new ship, and sailing Bermuda itineraries the summer of 2020. So that will be super exciting. So we have a lot of new ships coming. And we have more on order, too. We'll be telling you about those as we move forward in the future. But Norwegian is really a brand that our capacity has grown about 20% in the last couple of years. And we've seen travel partner commissions grow 30% on top of our capacity. On a per day basis, commissions have gone up 30%. And why have they gone up 30%? Because we've actually been able to elevate the brand and include a lot more of the what has traditionally been onboard spend into the ticket price, and you guys are now compensated on that. So that is through our free at sea promotion, And this has been a huge success. We've had free at sea in the marketplace for a few years now. We continue to enhance it, and right now what we have is 5 options for you. Again, the way we've structured this makes it a great upselling tool. So the way it works is we have several options for consideration, 5 to be specific, and we'll talk about what those are in a minute. But you get to choose one of those free offers. If you are in a studio and inside cabin, you get to choose 2 of the free offers if you're an ocean view, balcony, or mini suite. And if you are in the Haven or a full suite, you get all 5 offers. So not only on a per day basis do you have just a small step between these categories that go up, but you get these additional offers as well. So this is a great way for you to upsell your clients. If you're quoting them a balcony, you can say, hey, I've got these 5 free offers to choose from. Tell them about the 5 free offers, but let them know that, hey, for another $1,000 per person, and I'm just making that number up because it varies based on the itinerary, you can move into a Haven or suite. You get all of this private access area to yourself. You get a butler, you get a concierge, you get priority dining, priority entertainment access, and you get all 5 offers. So it's a great upselling tool. And I'm telling you, once you go Haven, you never want to go back as a cruiser. So it's a big win for everybody. The guests love it. You guys make more money, and it's a great guest experience. So let's talk about the 5 offers. So first we have free unlimited open bar. And the unlimited open bar is actually, it includes premium liquors such as Grey Goose and Johnny Walker Black are included in the beverage package.
And I think that's important to point out because for other product out there that are offering some type of unlimited bar, those are generally not included, including in your all-inclusives when you go down south. The premiums are not included. So that is a big differentiator for Norwegian.
So it says here there's an asterisk, gratuities not included. And my advice to all travel partners when I talk to them about free at sea is when the guests, when you're talking through these options, you say unlimited open bar is one of the offers. If you choose it, you have to pay the gratuities associated with it, which are roughly $112. And you say the same thing with the dining, that the dining is one of the offers, but you have to pay gratuities. And I think when you communicate it up front like that, it really is accepted and just reinforce the fact that it's premium liquor, that it's specialty dining, like as if you were, like Cagney's Steakhouse is the equivalent of Ruth Chris or, Capitol Grill or what have you.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll tell you, I just went with a group of friends in December on Norwegian Getaway. We actually didn't even get through all of our specialty dining, so we, there's just so much dining available on board, and we had such a great time in teppanyaki and main dining room that we actually went back to each of those more than once. Yeah. We never even got through all of our free specialty dining.
All right, well, there you go. So the most popular is the open bar. Yeah. No surprise. People love to drink, and they love to drink for free. So, and it is free, except we do need to collect the gratuities. And then the same is true for the dining. Again, you get to experience dining package. You get 3 dining experiences in specialty restaurants if you select the dining package, and you have to pay the gratuities on that. The third offer is free shore excursion credits. So that's a $50 shore excursion credit in every port. So imagine you're sailing on that Pearl itinerary with 10 or 11 ports, depending on which itinerary you choose. That's a lot of value that you're getting for that selection. And then we have, of course, free Wi-Fi, which is 250 minutes of Wi-Fi for the stateroom. And then we call this friends and family sail free. Technically what it is, the 3rd and 4th guests sail free in the cabin. And this particular benefit is only available on select sailings, and I say only available on select sailings. There are over 400 sailings that we offer friends and family sail free. You won't find them on Christmas or spring break or
Peak summer.
peak summer season. So it is kind of a naughty kid or naughty parents, I like to call it, because you might have to pull them out of school to take advantage of this. But they don't have to be children either. They can be your friends and family too. But this is, again, a very popular selection for people. And here you see the value of these, and you can see why people choose the open bar. The value is actually $1,350 now for the open bar. So you're getting $1,350 in value when you select that. Shore excursions in every port. If it's 4 ports, it's $200. If it's 10 ports, it's $500. Specialty dining value, that's 3 nights in specialty dining, it's $160. Free Wi-Fi is $140 value. Friends and family sail free is $1,000 value. So it's up to $2,800 in value, and it's a full $2,800 in value if you're in the Haven or Suite.
Yeah, and again, those, when you look at those, that really is only taking into consideration kind of a 7-day itinerary with 4 ports of call. So a lot of our itineraries are longer, as we talked about, and so the value actually increases there.
So again, I'm going to go back to the comment about the commissions. It's a complicated promotion. You need to, talk to them about the gratuities and explain that. You need to explain the value that they're getting. But the good news is you're getting 30% more commission because it's all loaded into the ticket price. So you're getting compensated for the extra effort that you have to put in to kind of walk people through it. And again, another reason why you travel partners are so important to us is this is kind of a complicated promotion, and it really requires a travel partner with skills to actually walk the guests through it and explain the value to them. But when they are walked through it and they understand the value that they're getting, they get very excited. And a lot of our travel partner groups too have other amenities or exclusives. So depending on what consortia you're with or what sailing you're on, or we might run a sale. Sometimes we'll add an extra pick. So just depending on the time frame, sometimes there are other things that you can get added into the promotion as well, and that makes it even more exciting.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about the investments, not just about commissions, our investment in the trade. We're really, we're going to be out there on the road this year. We're doing road shows in multiple cities. You should get in touch with your BDM to understand where we're going to be and get yourself an invite if you don't already have one.
Yeah, we haven't announced a lot of those cities yet. We're working on some dates. Most of them will actually be after the Norwegian Joy inaugural, so probably the May-June timeframe. But you're keeping me busy this year, Camille. I mean, we're going to see over 1,000 travel advisors at road shows and over 4,000 advisors at the smaller metro meetings that we can do in the secondary cities. So, that's a lot of hands to shake.
Yep, and we're also doing seminars at sea, and that's where we actually take, a host of 20 to 50 travel partners with us on a cruise, and we have a BDM host it. So the BDMs that you're working with have access to those seminars at sea. They can let you know what's available, and they can also make you aware of those metro meetings and road shows once they're available. We also do our own webinars on a kind of quarterly or bi-monthly basis where we share news just like we're doing today. So if you're interested in that, we have that on the Partners First Facebook page. We are always announcing everything there first. So if you haven't already, please like the Partners First Facebook page. Feel free to friend me on Facebook as well, Camille Oliveri.
Yeah, you do some posting on Partners First, too.
I do. I post on Partners First, and
I don't know where to follow you. I don't know if I should follow you on Partners First or Camille.
Hey, follow me everywhere.
All right, there you go.
And then we have Let's Do Lunch, too. Contact your BDM as well for that. So Let's Do Lunch is when we do ship tours when the ship makes a turn in port. So we do lots of those in New York, lots of them in Seattle. We'll be doing them in
Miami.
LA, and of course in Miami. So if you're in town and, it's okay if you're cruising on somebody else, come on over and see our ship. We want to introduce you to the Norwegian product.
Yeah, reach out to your BDM, because even if we don't have a published kind of date, we do allow people to go on by themselves and kind of just take a tour of the ship, maybe grab some lunch in the buffet before whatever else they're doing in that particular city they happen to be in.
Sure, and you can find more. If you don't know who your BDM is, by the way, you can email sales@ncl.com. and we will find out who your BDM is and put them in touch with you. So we want to make sure that everybody who is interested in engaging with us has access and knows who their BDM is and is getting all the support and education that they need. And speaking of education support, we have some tools as well. And we have done a lot of investment in our NorwegianCentral.com, which is our website that's exclusive to travel partners. We have all kinds of stuff available for you guys on Norwegian Central. We have our marketing headquarters, which includes promo toolkits, product and policy flyers, email templates that you can repurpose and send out on your own. You can also, if you don't want to create your own template, you can actually forward anything that we put on the Partners First page too. We put things there that you can actually share out on your own Facebook page. We have lots and lots of really cool videos. We've invested a ton in video.
Yeah, and we were talking about putting on your own kind of Facebook page.
Yeah.
One of the great things they can do is the videos that are on marketing headquarters, it's not like YouTube where you have to send a link. You can actually download those to your personal computer and then upload it to your personal Facebook page rather than sharing it. It'll actually be a post from you. And, we have a fantastic Alaska campaign right now to support Norwegian Joy. It's actually, we've got Hawaii in there. The Alaska one is broken out by demographics. So if you have maybe an older, more luxury client, there's a video that's tailored to them. There's a video tailored to the family. There's a video tailored to the young millennials. Then there's a video that has everybody. Yeah. So, they're anywhere from 30 seconds to about a minute and 2 or 3 seconds. And, we spend a lot of money to create these. So we want you guys to use these and use them, from the lens of your client. We want them to show that this has come from you, not necessarily us. So that's why we really encourage you to actually download these and upload them to your own Facebook page and share them versus kind of sharing from our content.
Yeah, so in addition to videos, we have ready-made ads that you can repurpose very easily on your own website or through email. And then we have tons and tons of ship and destination materials. We have itinerary guides, all kinds of things. Here's some examples of our toolkit. We've got, what do we got here?
So there's the Norwegian Free at Sea. It depends on what you're promoting. If you want to promote everything, we've got the fleet-wide offer there, which kind of covers all your bases. If it's specifically Hawaii that you're looking to promote, we do recommend using the Hawaii toolkit, because in Hawaii, the beverage package is a little bit different in that it includes all beverages on board. So not only alcohol, but it also does include coffees and teas as well as water. So a little bit different in Hawaii. So if you're promoting Hawaii as a standalone, we recommend you use that. And then, of course, if you're promoting Norwegian Sky or Sun to Cuba, they're on an inclusive product already, right? Anything on the Norwegian Sun or Sky that's in those shorter cruises already includes the liquor package. Yep. So what we do there as part of the Free at Sea is we offer the Premium Plus. So you get the super premium beverages as one of the selections when you're promoting the all-inclusive product on Norwegian Sun and Norwegian Sky. So all of that is available to you on marketing headquarters by way of NorwegianCentral.com.
Okay, so I want to remind everyone that NCLU was relaunched last year. We have 25,000 students. We're very proud of that. It's very easy to use. You guys have told us that our classes are nice because they are short, to the point, and enable you to quickly go in, take a course, and then move on to your busy workday. So these are available to you, and we cover everything from groups to product specifics to destination, everything.
Even, how to market your business, how to qualify a client. So it's not just information around Norwegian per se. It is a valuable information in terms of growing your business overall.
And you can use those these badges too in your Facebook page just to give more validity to your brand. Now, here's a really important tool. So if you take anything away, if you book Norwegian, you take anything away from today, I want you to be aware of NCL Help. NCL Help is available on our in several spots. Actually, you can get access to it from Norwegian Central. You can get access to it from Book NCL, or can you get it from ncl.com? It's Book NCL and Norwegian Central only. So
the upper right corner of Norwegian Central.
So here's the deal. NCL Help is the Google of Norwegian Cruise Line. When you type in your question here, this is actually the same place that our own res agents go to find the answers to your questions when you call in. So you have access to all the information that they have access to through NCL Help. We've gone through great efforts to get everything in here and keep it updated for you. As an example, I just had someone ask me about the Vibe, the Vibe rates, the beach club rates on board, and that's where I went to get the answer to the question. So this is a tool that's available to you. It's wave season, it's busy. You probably don't want to call in and have to hold to get a simple answer to a straightforward question. So we've created this tool for you so that you can get your questions answered as quickly as our res agents can get them answered. So hopefully you find this really helpful. It's certainly something that all of us use, right, Jason?
Yeah, multiple times a day.
Okay, and then, oh, look, there I am.
New haircut.
Heavily photoshopped, I might add. Yes, so this is my weekly newsletter. It comes out on Sundays, and I personally write these letters, and I, just pick out the things that I think are important that are going on with Norwegian that you may want to be aware of. And, I've talked about where we've taken price action. I've talked about groups. I've talked about charity events I'm involved with. But I really, try to give you anything important that's going on with Norwegian in this Catch Up with Camille email every week. So check that out. How do they get enrolled in this?
If you're not receiving these emails, it's probably you may not be in our CRM system. So the best way to do that is to reach out to your business development manager or sales manager and just say, hey, I'm not receiving weekly emails from Norwegian. Do you think you can get me added to the list? So they'll add you to the CRM system, and then that'll update our email list. One of the things I want to point out here, too, the great thing in your emails that we send every Sunday is that they can right-click these actual images and save them, and they can use those and post those to their own Facebook. Or if they're savvy and have their own website, they can even post them there. So we're making it so easy. You don't even necessarily have to go into the toolkit. You can just copy right from the email.
Very cool. All right, and then we have the Partners First Facebook page, which we already talked about. Lots of posts here as examples, but we do try to give you notice of what's happening here as well. So it's just another way for you to stay in touch if you're a Facebook user. And then here's a lovely photo of all of our BDMs. There's actually a few photos here to just kind of give you a sense. We're very proud of our BDM team. We just did a survey, and travel partners told us that our BDMs were in their top. They were either the top-ranked BDM that they had or as good as the top-ranked BDM overwhelmingly. That's how travel partners responded. So I am very proud of this team. They're amazing. They work so hard to help you guys. So if you don't know who your BDM is, you definitely need to be reaching out so that we can get you in touch with somebody that can really support you.
And again, the way to do that, if you don't know, is just to email sales@ncl.com.
Okay, so in summary, I'm going to wrap it up now so we can take some questions before we finish up the hour. Remember with us, your yields are going to be higher. Your commissions are going to be higher with Norwegian Cruise Line because of that free at sea promotion. So we have much of the onboard value added into the ticket price, so you guys are actually making more commission. So that is something that we hope you'll pay attention to. Help this bundling strategy by ensuring that everybody within, that your guests understand the value of what we're offering. And then make sure you're merchandising using our tools, because the most effective way for you to sell is to use our time and tested sales materials. We actually do a lot of testing, A/B testing. We move words around, we change colors, and we go with what gets the best response. So definitely take advantage of our tools. And then finally, you know, we just want to be there for you. We want to be accessible. We want to be real. We want to be your partner, and we want you to come along this journey with us and grow. So with that, Jason and I will close it out, and we'll open it up for some questions.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. And we do have a bunch of questions coming in, and we'll try to get to all of them. Our first one is from Nicole. She's wondering if you can repeat when the season is for the 7-day Alaska cruise from Seattle on the Joy.
So the Alaska season will start in early May, and it will go through late September. And that's for both the Norwegian Joy and the Norwegian Bliss. And that's the same every year, by the way.
Okay. Our next question is from Lila, or Lila, I don't know, I'm sorry. She is wondering if you have any ships for Croatia.
We do, and if you take a look at NCL.com, the Norwegian Star is doing a couple of the itineraries that include there, and I believe also Spirit and Pearl may touch on Croatia, 1 or 2 sailings out of the season.
Okay.
But NCL.com will give you the most up-to-date information.
NCL.com, perfect. This next question is from Ginger, who is wondering if there is group space available.
There is group space available.
Yeah, every one of our products, the best way to find out where the availability is to go to the Sales Pal button, P-A-L. It's your pal, it's your buddy. Go to the Sales Pal Norwegian Central. That actually lists every single Norwegian ship that's open for sale as of today. And you'll see that there's a column in there that says group space. And if it's green, actually, if it's any color other than red or orange, we've got group space available.
And just so you know, we have 2 types of groups. We have spec groups and we have affinity groups. So spec groups are intended for you to, you know, if someone wants to take out some group space and then promote it and see if they get people to join, where affinity groups are really based around if you have a group that has an affinity, such as a church group or people that are members of your community that belong to a club or some such group like that, and you know that the group is traveling, we have an amenity program that goes with that as well.
And that matches kind of the free at sea offer. So if you do have a group that is traveling together for a like purpose, it really does behoove you to use the affinity program, because the promotional offers could change over time or during the length of the booking period. And if you're in a speculative group, you get to utilize whatever the current offer is. And so if you do have an affinity, as Camille, you're saying, it's probably best to do that, because then you guarantee which amenities are being offered to everybody in the group.
Yep. Through the course of time.
Okay, great. Next, we just have a comment from Mimi, who just came off of Pearl in January and says that there are some great itineraries there. Our next question is from Yvette, who is wondering if NCL will offer longer cruises to Cuba and have overnight stays at any port there.
So we actually currently offer overnight stays in Havana on our 4- and 5-day Cuba product. And as far as anything longer, I would say let's see what's coming. I mean, as we said, Cuba is a place where we actually have to plan the itineraries much closer in. We don't get as long of a runway there, if you will. So stay tuned.
Okay. Gwen is letting us know that she's sailing on the Sky in October and she's very excited, so that is great. Vincent is wondering if there will be 7 or 9 day. Sorry. Vincent is wondering if there will be 7 or 9 day cruises of the Greek and Mediterranean areas.
Yes, we offer a range for the Greek and Med from 7-day on up to 16-day. It really just depends on the ship that you're on. What you can do is go to ncl.com and you can search by destination. You can select Europe, and then you can select further down into Med or Greek Isles, and it will give you all of the various ships. Off the top of my head, I believe we have 4 different ships that are sailing those itineraries. So we do have a very wide variety of itineraries available.
Okay, perfect. We have a few agents wondering how they get invited on board for ship inaugurals.
That's again, our BDMs are allotted cabins, so they really get to make the call. So you need to be in touch with your BDM and present your case to them. I think they're looking to find new agents as well as reward the agents that are supporting them. So it's really their decision. And also on our webinars, we do tend to give away cruises and often inaugural cruises on our own webinars. So that's another way to get access.
Okay, and can you just repeat for everyone really quickly how they find their BDM?
Sales@ncl.com.
Sales@ncl.com, perfect. Our next question is from Marianne, who is wondering if the specialty dining unlimited option is available for all persons in the stateroom.
It's actually for the first and second guests that are on the reservation.
Okay, first and second guest. Our next question is from Belinda, who is wondering if you prepay gratuities on the cruise, are the gratuities extra for the open bar option, or is that included in the prepaid?
It is not included. The gratuities on open bar are specifically for the open bar. So that $1,350 value that you get, you're basically paying your gratuities for that specific value. The prepaid gratuities that is done on the ticket price is really for gratuities across the ship for the crew and
yeah, housekeeping, your dining, servers, things of that nature.
Got it. Noel is wondering if you can advise which cruise is better for special needs.
So we actually have an entire desk. It's called the Access Desk, and you can contact them by calling our 1-800 number or access desk at ncl.com, and they can actually accommodate most special needs, regardless of the need, on any of our ships fleet-wide. Some of the older ships may not be as friendly depending upon what the special need is, and obviously the newer ships are designed with a more variety of special needs in mind, but really our entire fleet is able to accommodate any type of special needs. Best thing to do, again, reach out to the Access Desk, so accessdesk@ncl.com, or call reservations and follow the prompt for the Access Desk. Let them know what the special need is, and they can give you some guidance there.
Got it. Thank you. Shannon is wondering if you can repeat how far in advance trips can be booked and how to set up a payment plan if that is available.
So we have itineraries open for sale now through 2021 because into Hawaii. So really the payment plan of the deposit is due within the first 7 to 10 days, depending upon the itinerary that you're on. And then our payment plan requires final payment 120 days prior to sailing on most of our itineraries. We do not offer any type of other payment plan, but you can make payments along the way, as long as final payment is made 120 days prior to sailing.
Okay, and sort of on that same line, Paris is wondering when the first deposit is due on a spec group, or special group.
It basically depends on when the itinerary is sailing. Some of our shorter itineraries have a more immediate deposit turnaround, particularly if they're booking a haven cabin into a speculative group, that is an immediate deposit. But
generally, there's no deposit when you take out the spec group.
No, and we allow you to block a certain number of cabins without deposit, and then we require deposit when you should hit 16 cabins or more, and that's $25 per cabin deposit. But that does lock in your space for you.
Great. And can you just repeat, please, how to get those emails from Camille?
So they've got to be on the list that our BDMs manage. So you've got to reach out to your district or your business development manager or sales manager and just ensure that you're in our CRM. And then once you're added to our CRM on your proper agency, you'll automatically start receiving those emails.
Okay.
So reach out to your BDM.
Yep, it sounds like that is the answer to a lot of these questions.
And I think
Debbie is wondering.
Anna, one thing I wanted to point out, they can go to Norwegian Central, and there is on the far right-hand column, there is a page there that has our sales team contacts in it. We are in the process of getting some of those updated due to some recent realignment changes, but based on their geography or based on their host, because if you are booking through a host agency, we do have a dedicated team here in Miami which services a lot of the hosts, but not all of them. But you can generally find out who your sales manager is by going to that page. And again, the other way to do it is just to email sales@ncl.com with your name, your agency name of who you're booking your business through, and your email contact, and we'll be glad to reach back out to you.
Okay, perfect. And I'm trying to find some more questions. Debbie is wondering if the Wi-Fi minutes are total for the entire trip or per day.
250 minutes for the entire length of your sailing. And you can buy additional packages to supplement that.
Perfect. Nicole is wondering if NCL will ever return to Texas.
Well, we have 6 more ships on order. So the Texas ports are definitely in the mix of what we're looking at for future ports, but we don't have anything specific that we can share at this point.
Okay. And Christy is just wondering if you can repeat the names for Facebook.
Partners First. Yep, so they could go to Facebook and they can search Partners, P-A-R-T-N-E-R-S, First, F-I-R-S-T, Partners First. Or Camille Oliveri.
And I'll just type that in for everyone. And Camille, I'm sorry I mispronounced your last name earlier.
Camille has so many friends that if you type in Camille, she'll probably come up near the top anyway.
She's the first one. Okay, and it looks like this will be our last question from Shannon. Does NCL come to Fort Lauderdale or West Palm Beach?
Not yet.
Okay.
And
this question is from Sally. Our next question is from Sally. It's one that...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. This next question is from Sally. It's one that I can answer. She's wondering if this webinar was recorded. Where can they watch it again? This was recorded. I will post it on CLIA's YouTube channel, which is CLIA Global. I'll try to have it up by tomorrow morning, and I will send everyone the link. And it looks like we're right on time for this hour. I want to thank everyone for joining, and thank you so much, Camille and Jason, for all of the great information.
We'll see everybody at CLIA.
Thank you.
Yeah, see everyone at Cruise 360. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Bye.